After every 3-day weekend, I find myself saying, now that was a real weekend. Because 2 days just does not cut it anymore. The weekend's for three things: relaxing with family, chores, and fun. It's a lot to pack into 2 days, which is why, in most cases, you have to miss out on the fun. Now, as most of us are navigating college, a lot of us are in the workforce. And for who's not in the workforce yet, you will be after you graduate, and we will all be clamoring for that 3-day weekend. Now, I strongly support the 4-day work week. This is because I spent time at a major corporation working 60 plus hours every week, which really does a number physically, mentally, and emotionally. As I moved to a less intensive company, I noticed that life was better in every facet. That is why I moved that we should implement a 4-day work week and a 3-day weekend in the United States. There are several reasons for this. First, it has a large impact on productivity. Second, it actually makes the workforce healthier. And finally, it is good for the environment. First, let's take a look at the productivity aspect. It can help improve focus. According to Jason Fried, the co-founder of 37 Signals, a software company, he implemented a shortened week. He found out that it was a very successful thing for his company. He is quoted in saying, "When there's less time to work, you waste less time. When you have a compressed work week, you tend to focus on what's important. Constraining time encourages quality time." Now, the shortened work week was a valuable tool for him. He also used it to recruit and retain quality, valuable employees. People feel more empowered on a 4-day work week as well. In an article by the New Yorker, they say that the more time a person has to themselves, the more that they feel like they're in control of their own life. Workers who feel they have more autonomy are more efficient and more productive in the workplace. European countries have been using this strategy for years. For example, Germany, the average German worker works 394 hours less than the American worker annually. That's about 10 extra weeks that they have to themselves. Now, this is incredible because they are still maintaining the 4th largest economy in the world. And they're doing so with smaller land, smaller population, and also less resources. Now that we've discussed the productivity aspect, let's take a look and see how it creates a healthier workforce. Working 4 days actually reduces stress. According to the top United Kingdom doctors, they say that the 5-day work week right now has people working harder than they have ever worked in the history of mankind. This has led to a highly increased stress level and a highly decreased sleep level. This is a bad combination as it oftentimes leads to high blood pressure, anxiety, depression, and other serious illnesses. Getting sleep is of paramount importance. It leads to better cognition, clearer thinking, and a higher level of productivity. Combining the three of those together, that allows you to reduce the amount of stress that you come in contact with every single day. It actually makes you healthier overall. People are also happier and more fulfilled on a 4-day work week, 3-day weekend schedule. According to Forbes magazine, the American work week is the most saturated it's ever been. 86% of men and 67% of women claim that they are currently working more than 40 hours every single week. This takes all the time away from spending time with family, spending time with friends, and spending time doing things you enjoy, hobbies, sports. On the contrary, though, People are also finding ways to get out of the whole 5-day, 60-plus hour week. According to Forbes, the same article, 44% of female doctors are taking time off and working 4 days or less in order to have children and raise families. It's a positive sign, but it is not stretched through other industries. Finally, we are going to take a look at how this is going to impact the environment. Now, taking that 5th day out of the equation, that will do a lot of good. There's less need to have lights on, less need for televisions, computers, air conditioning, and heat. That'll cut down on the energy output tremendously. According to the Center for Environmental and Political Research, if we are to adopt a 4-day work week, as the Europeans have, we will find ourselves cutting down our energy output by 20%. That's incredible. Now, to take a look at the driving side, if we cut out that day, that'll have one less trip to work and one less trip back home. Now, that'll help clear out what everyone loves, the traditional rush hour traffic jam. That means less cars idling and less carbon dioxide emissions into our atmosphere. According to the same study, if we were to do that, we will actually cut down 3% of our emissions, which is huge. So I discussed at first the productivity advantages. Secondly, I discussed the health advantages. And finally, I discussed the environmental advantages. All in all, the choice is yours. I strongly encourage you to reach out to your state representative, Alberta Talabi, and I encourage you to discuss the importance of a 4-day work week and a 3-day weekend. That way we can get the process moving and start enjoying our 3-day weekends now. Thank you.